Have you ever walked into a room and felt like no one really noticed you were there? That quiet ache? It's something many parents feel in their later years. The truth is hard to say out loud, but let's say it anyway, because silence can hurt more than honesty. There comes a time when many mothers and fathers realize they're no longer the center of their children's world. And that's okay, right? That's part of growing up, giving children wings. But what no one prepares us for is the moment we become an afterthought. When the house we built, the shoulders we gave them to stand on, become invisible in the rush of their everyday lives. We went from being sacred to being inconvenient. From the voice they turn to the one they politely smile at while checking their phone. And it hurts. It hurts not because we expect to be needed forever, but because we spent decades giving everything, our time, our energy, our health to raise them. And now, no one warned us about this quiet kind of loneliness. This feeling of not being necessary anymore. But here's what I want you to know. You're not alone. And you're not wrong to feel this way. If you've ever sat in that silence wondering where the warmth went, this video is for you. Because the first step to reclaiming your dignity is to face the truth. And the truth is, you still matter. You always did. Do you remember the nights you stayed up rocking a crying baby, whispering lullabies through the dark? Or the mornings you skipped breakfast so your kids wouldn't be late for school? The dreams you quietly set aside because mom or dad came first. For so many of us, parenting wasn't just a job, it was our entire identity. We poured ourselves into our children. Every meal cooked, every scraped knee kissed, every hard decision, we did it with love and without asking for anything in return. For years, sometimes decades, raising our kids gave us purpose. It gave life meaning. They were our reason to keep going. But here's what no one really tells you. One day they grow up and they stop needing you in the same way. And that shift, it's silent, it's slow, and it's heartbreaking. You go from being the center of their world to someone they call when they have time, if they call at all. And you begin to wonder, what now? Who am I if I'm no longer the caretaker, the protector, the provider? It's not that they don't love us. It's that the role we played for so long quietly disappears. And when something gave your life purpose for 30, 40, even 50 years, letting go of that role feels like losing a piece of yourself. But here's the truth. Losing that role doesn't mean losing your worth. This is not the end. It's a turning point, and you still have so much to give, just maybe to the world beyond your own children. Let me ask you something. Have you ever left your child's home feeling smaller than when you walked in? Not because they said anything cruel. Not because they meant to hurt you, but because their world moved too fast to truly include you. This is the quiet heartbreak of growing old in a world that worships speed, productivity, and efficiency. In today's modern lifestyle, everything is scheduled, optimized, and filtered. And somewhere in the middle of all that, parents once honored once central start, feeling like they're just slowing things down. You visit, you bring stories, maybe some wisdom, even a little advice. But you're met with distracted glances, quick nods, and phones that seem more interesting than your presence. There's a smile, yes, but it's polite. The kind that says, I care, but feels like I'm busy. You speak slowly, they check the clock. You remember yesterday, they're already planning tomorrow. And you can feel it. That subtle shift. From being cherished to being tolerated. And let's be honest, no one talks about this enough. About how painful it is to walk into your child's home with a full heart and leave with an invisible bruise. But we must talk about it. Because recognizing this reality is the first step toward protecting your peace. You were never meant to be an afterthought. You still carry stories, strength, and soul. And if someone can't see that, maybe it's not your presence that needs changing. Maybe it's the room you're walking into. There's something we rarely say out loud, but many parents, maybe even you, have felt it deep in your chest. You show up to your child's home hoping for more than just a visit. You're hoping for recognition. A quiet thank you. A glance that says, you mattered. You still do. And when that doesn't come, when they're too rushed, too distracted, too busy to really see you, something inside collapses. Quietly, silently. No shouting, no tears, just that sinking feeling maybe they don't see everything I gave. It's a heartbreak that sneaks up on you, not from cruelty, but from absence. From the absence of appreciation. From the space where acknowledgement should be. But here's the hard truth. You cannot live waiting for someone else to validate your worth. You cannot put your soul in the hands of those who may not even realize they're holding it. So what can you do? Set boundaries. Don't enter their homes with your heart unguarded, hoping to be filled. Enter when you are already whole. Respect yourself enough not to beg for recognition. Because dignity doesn't come from their words, it comes from how you carry yourself. You raise them with love, strength, and sacrifice. Now it's time to raise yourself with pride, not permission. You are not here to be pitied, you are here to be honored. And if they can't see it yet, that's on them, not on you. There's a moment in life when silence becomes more than just silence. It becomes a question. A question we whisper to ourselves. Do I still matter? And when your children stop reaching out, when the visits feel rushed, that question gets louder. You start to wonder, was it all worth it? Did they forget everything I gave? And that's the trap when being ignored makes you question not just your present, but your past, your worth, your identity. But hear me when I say this. You are not just a role. You are not just mom or dad. You are a whole person with dreams, wisdom, and a story still unfolding. So what now? Now, you build. You build a life that doesn't rely on being needed. You find people who see you not out of duty, but out of choice. Join a book club. Volunteer. Plant a garden. Mentor someone younger who actually listens. Reclaim the rituals that fill your soul. Create new meaning outside of the label of parent. And most importantly, don't ask for respect. Command it. Not with anger. Not with begging. But with quiet presence. With self-worth that speaks louder than any words. You are not the echo of who you used to be. You are still becoming. And that is something no one can take from you. Let me tell you something that not enough people say out loud. Most people in their later years don't break down because of illness. They break because of emotional disappointment. It's not the body, it's the heart that gives out first. They thought love would return the way they gave it. They pictured gratitude, family dinners, togetherness. But instead, they got silence. Or worse, they were merely tolerated. If that sounds familiar, I want you to listen carefully. Because this isn't where your story ends. You're not a shadow in your children's lives. You're not meant to linger in the background, hoping to be noticed. You are the root, the foundation, the reason they grew. And if they've forgotten that, withdraw not in anger, but in dignity. Don't shout, don't beg. Just walk away with your head high. Your value is not up for negotiation. Spend the years ahead with peace in your heart. Be around people who choose you not out of obligation, but because they see your light. And if your children come back someday, truly come back, welcome them. But on your terms. Not because you need them, but because you choose love, not longing. Don't accept crumbs when you deserve the feast. You were never the burden. You were the gift. And if this message speaks to something in you, share it. With someone who needs it. Maybe a parent, maybe a child. Maybe it's you. Let me leave you with this. Your value does not expire with age. It doesn't shrink with the silence of others. It doesn't vanish just because someone forgot to say thank you. You've carried generations. You've built legacies quietly through hard work, sacrifice and love that asked for nothing in return. You've been the backbone, the steady hand, the safe place. And now it's your time to stop chasing those who make you feel small. Because here's the truth. Respect is not something you beg for. It's something you radiate through the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you honor yourself. You don't need their applause to know you've lived well. You don't need their attention to prove you're worthy. Your very presence carries weight, and if someone can't see that, it's not your job to convince them. So today, I invite you to stand tall. Celebrate your journey. Reclaim the dignity that was always yours. Don't wait for someone else to crown you valuable. Crown yourself. Live the rest of your life not hoping to be needed, but knowing you still matter. You are not the past. You are the soul of everything that came before, and the wisdom of everything yet to be. And if this spoke to your heart, share it. Because someone else out there needs to remember. They were never the problem. They were always the gift.